Number 11, this is from the 2019 release questions from the end of course test for geometry in Ohio. If you have a coordinate plane, this coordinate plane was not part of the question. I added it to it. So if you have graph paper, this is going to be real simple and easy. If you don't, it's not impossible, but it's more algebra. It says point A is located at -1, -5. Let's throw that on here. So start at the origin, I go left 1 and down 5. That puts me here. This is point A. The midpoint of line segment AB is C. Let me just mark this. This is midpoint. This is an endpoint. So C is from the origin 2 to the right, up 3. And that is right here. What are the coordinates of point B? Well, I think you would agree that if this is segment AC and C is the midpoint, that means B has to be up here someplace. So you can easily get to that by saying, well, if C is in the middle, we can just count spaces. From A to C, we go to the right 3, and we go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if we go to the right 3 of C, 1, 2, 3, and then up 8 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm off my graph just a little bit. That's going to give me this segment, AB. Now we just got to figure out the coordinates of B. Looks like I'm going to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like I'm going up 11. So the coordinates are 5, 11. Once again, if you have graph paper, it's really simple. If you don't have graph paper, let's see what we can do here. Pull this over a little bit. Maybe I can't pull it over. Let's use the midpoint formula to figure this out. Let's get rid of this. Sorry for all the user error there. Midpoint formula. Midpoint is equal to the sum of the x values of your endpoints followed by the sum of the y values of your endpoints. The coordinates of the midpoint are 2, 3. So replace midpoint with 2, 3. One of your endpoints has an x value of -1 and it has a y value of -5. We don't know the other x point or the other n value, the other x value. We don't know the other y value of your endpoint. So once again, this part here, you sum the x's. We know one x, we don't know the other. Sum the y's. We know one, we don't know the other. Well, I'm having all kinds of user error here today. My apologies. Then, if you set these equal to each other, 2 is the value of the midpoint. -1 plus x over 2 is also the value of the midpoint. If you multiply both sides by 2, using the multiplication property of equality, then add 1 to both sides using the addition property of equality, you get the x value of this has to be 5, which is what we said when we graphed it. Similarly, if you set 3, the value of the midpoint, equal to -5 plus y over 2, the value of the midpoint, and you multiply both sides by 2, and you add 5 to both sides, you get the y value is 11, which is also what we had. Two different ways to do it. The first way I think is much quicker, easier, nicer.